are back live here on the Cowboys Report. Tom Downey here, producer Chris Daughtry behind the scenes on today's show. We'll have our Madden Sim Cowboys against the Cardinals. Before we dive into that, giving everyone a chance to actually click that notification, we'll talk about some of the roster moves made yesterday by the Cowboys, which we broke down in depth on the channel, but maybe you didn't pay attention to it. That's fine. Perrion Winfrey, the most notable name of the two players signed. That's the former Oklahoma defensive tackle. Probably the one you guys are most familiar with, given the fact that he played at Oklahoma, was a fourth-round pick by the Cleveland Browns, and then kind of flamed out in Cleveland after some off-the-field issues that helped lead to his release there. And then the Cowboys did sign a former Packers corner, not the one we wanted, Robert Rochell. Rams, Lions, kind of become a career journeyman player out of Central Arkansas, another fourth-round pick. He joins the Cowboys. The reality is both of these guys are maybe going to fight for a practice squad spot, most likely. I'm not really convinced that the Cowboys are going to have those guys make the roster. I think Winfrey's got the best chance because of the sheer just lack of depth in the defensive tackle room. But I don't even know if he's better than like Andrew Booth, which is kind of concerning. Luke Barku was the release to make room for the corner. I would assume it's 1-to-1 there. He was always going to be maybe a practice squatter. Like, this kind of feels like the Cowboys cut 89 and 90 on their roster. 91 is technically Denzel Jackson since he's an International Player Pathway Program guy, but kind of what that felt like. Justin Rogers was the notable cut. Listed size only. Cowboys just lost like 50 pounds. Just kind of unique up front, which does worry me about the defensive tackle room. I don't love the size that currently exists in that room. Osa, I think right now you're putting a lot of pressure on him to like be the guy, which he's getting paid at that point. It's probably okay to put that level of pressure. But the rest of these defensive linemen, you need a better year from Mozzie Smith. Solomon Thomas, I know he's listed at 256 on the website. He's probably going to play more like 280, 290. Jay Toia does have big size, listed at 342. But Winfrey's 290. Denzel Jackson is not necessarily the biggest either. He's 304. Akinbasote is 306. Like, that's just it's a light group. It's a light group along the defensive line. So predictions. Will one of Perrion Winfrey or Robert Rochell make the roster? Y for yes, N for no. My guess is no. If we could redo the roster projection we just did, I'd have put Winfrey on the practice squad. I think he's kind of behind Solomon Thomas and Mozzie and Toia, and really probably Akinbasote as well, on the 90-man roster pecking order. But there's definitely untapped talent there. I feel like he's more of a 3 technique, and I have 3 techniques already. So will either Winfrey or Rochell make the roster? Y for yes, N for no. My vote is no, but 63% of you are voting yes. Do want to mention, as we did yesterday too, Jair Alexander heading to the Baltimore Ravens. 1 year, $4 million deal, up to $6 million. Cheaper to go to Baltimore for him. He wanted to reunite with Jair Alexander. I think this also proves that this was not going to be a like $10 million, $15 million signing because those guys he would have taken that deal. I don't think he had that level of offers in the end. But is worth mentioning. All right, super chats to get to here. These are all getting you guys into the George Pickens jersey raffle entry. We'll go through that here. Samuel says, at the gym, Tom, you should do 10 push-ups for the Cowboys. Should I? It'd be a blank screen, but okay, we'll do it. Why not? It's going to look super weird and it's dirty down here. Hold on, let me move the headset up so it's straight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. There you go. That makes for good TV, right? Just blank screen on scene. I probably should have had you come on instead next time. We'll time it up that way. Austin Carey, $5. Do you think when the games start, will Pickens and Lamb start to clash over touches and opportunities? Pickens wanted to earn a contract, but Lamb is the one. I think that is a potential concern. It seems like so far that Pickens and Lamb have good chemistry together, that they are vibing well. So hopefully that's not the case. I'll say this. If one of those guys isn't getting targets and touches and the Cowboys are losing games, that's when stuff can start to turn south. In most cases, as long as you're getting the ball and or you're winning, you normally end up being okay. All right, this is the Madden schedule so far. Cowboys somehow 7-1. The lone loss in Week 7 again at the hands of the Washington Commanders. They upset Philadelphia in Week 1. Probably a good thing, at least in the Madden side of it. The Cowboys are off to a strong start. Boy, this schedule gets tough in 2 weeks. Cardinals and Raiders the next 2 games. And then it's playoff teams. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and the Giants to wrap up Week 18. Ideally, the Cowboys have already secured a playoff spot in the hypothetical Madden Sim, so I can play Joe Milton Week 18. So I think that'd be super fun. But we'll see how it plays out. He's also not good in Madden, which it used to be like all 60 overalls, all 70 overalls. Now they're like, there's some low ratings in there. All right, the Super Chat menu is as follows. So we're going to mix it up here. $5, and I left the shoddy in the fridge if you can go grab it real quick. It's in the vodka bottle. $5, you're into our George Pickens jersey raffle. $10 is 3 George Pickens jersey raffle. Currently leaning towards doing 2 giveaways and just kind of resetting the field at the midway point of the Sims, but we shall see. If you guys caught the shoddy or Brian Schottenheimer shot thing, no, there's a filled bottle, like a vodka bottle on the right side of the fridge. Yeah, $20 shotties. So with his little CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons conversation, he's alluded to it as well. He does Tito's, water, and lemons as his go-to drink. So we'll pivot a little bit. Not a sponsor, shotties. So in this case, it's just a lot more Tito's, no water, and a little bit of lemonade. So it's not quite water and lemon, but I thought it'd be weird otherwise. So $20, we'll do some shotties. This might become a staple as long as he's the head coach of the go-to drink there. So you can kind of see it's just a very slight mix of lemonade. I also went sugar-free lemonade because that felt more realistic to do it that way since it was water and lemons. So not a sponsor vodka. Lemonade mixed in. Now, those are our shotties. $20 for those. $50 for the beer bong. Every $100 total today, I will do an additional beer bong. So that could get out of hand real quick. Again, as a reminder, $500 Venmo. I'll wear your choice of number and name of the custom Cowboys jerseys. We will also do the Venmo 50 special today. $20 to enter. 50-50 raffle entry, and I'll do a beer bong or a shotty, your choice, if there's a preference on which one you'd rather have me do there. So that's at What Going Downey on Venmo to get into the 50-50 raffle, plus a bonus beer bong or the shotty. All right, Week 9 Madden matchup. This is typically a primetime game. Not that you'll really be able to tell because it's indoors, so it doesn't look like it's that dark. Although we did see the sun come through the one time, which was a nice touch from Madden, although it was the wrong time. Cardinals are actually 5-2 in the sim, which I think is surprising. So who you got in this one? A for the Cardinals, D for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me know in the comments of today's video.
Did you see Madden 26, the new snow games that they're putting in?
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It looks insane.
I think it's kind of concerning that we're in Madden 26 and the core feature is the weather looks normal now. I'm glad, but it's kind of a red flag. Can they fix the end of game or the end of half logic at all? Yeah. That's just bad. That should be an easy code fix.
Apparently the like you take a Miami and you play in Buffalo, apparently the overall rating for Miami as a team goes down. So they're doing warm weather teams are not going to be as good in cold weather games.
Are they going to have the Bills struggle in Miami in the heat?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because that should be balanced.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reason to not do the Bills every game, to ever be a warm weather team. But all right, get your votes in. A for the Cardinals, D for the Cowboys. We can't do C and C because that's Cardinals and Cowboys. So A for Arizona, D for the Dallas Cowboys. Some stats so far this season. In the Madden Sim, obviously. Ridiculous 82.1% from Dak Prescott. That number did go up. He was 18 of 20 last week. One of them was a pick, but 18 of 20, which is still how Madden does. Like, they don't ever miss throws. They're just either intercepted or dropped or something, or throwaways. Like, it's not just like, he missed a little bit. 13 touchdowns through the air for Madden Dak. 5 rushing touchdowns for Madden Prescott. Javonte Williams coming off his best game of the season, where he ran for over 100 yards for the first time all year. He's averaging 5.8 yards per carry this season. 4 touchdowns for Javonte. Jaden Blue averaging 5.5 yards per carry. The receivers, Jake Ferguson is the leader in catches. George Pickens, though, has the lead in yards and has 8 of the 13 touchdown catches from Dak Prescott this year. Maybe benefiting from not having to go up against the wide receiver one, so to speak, in the Madden Sims. After a slow start to the season, Micah Parsons has gotten going. 8 TFLs, 7 sacks. That's over like the last 5 games. He went the first 2, or I think it was 3 games actually, without recording a sack at all. So he has had a strong run as of late. Give me your score predictions between the Cowboys and the Cardinals. As a reminder of the results this year, 17-14, 31-14, 29-21, 30-20, 21-14, 27-17, 22-7 were the wins in favor of the Cowboys, and then 27-24 was the loss. About 4 of those games, there's been some type of like end-of-game garbage time touchdown that didn't actually, or field goal, that did not matter because clock management in this game is kind of horrific in the end. All right, the Super Chat menu. $5, George Pickens jersey raffle. $10 is 3 George Pickens jersey raffle entries. $20 for a shotty. It's his go-to drink. It's the vodka, and he does water and 3 lemons. I just did sugar-free lemonade because that just kind of seemed like the proper balance that wasn't in a red Solo cup. So shotties, $20 for that. $50 for the beer bong. Every 100 total, I'll do another beer bong. So chance to make this into a bit of a tipsy day here on the Cowboys Report. Ryder Kincaid, what would be good enough for us to bring back Mozzie as far as production goes? I don't see us bringing him back this year unless he has a Pro Bowl caliber year. So I actually don't think it even has to be Pro Bowl caliber. Although, if you mean like alternates for the Pro Bowl, sure, but most of those are 3 techniques who end up getting in. Like DJ Reader, who we spent so much time on, like, oh yeah, that'd be great. He had 4 TFLs and 3 sacks last year, which is actually his most sacks in a season ever, and like tied for 3rd in TFLs. I almost wonder if it's less like we see the obvious production in the stat sheet and more we see he's out there and they're not getting gashed on inside runs. Like maybe that's how we judge it. I don't know if a nose guard is ever how you really want to judge production. Like DJ Reader had 23 tackles last year. Like that was it. But if the run defense looks better, that's a good sign. But if they're getting gashed up the middle, if Mozzie's getting blown off the ball, if he just doesn't look like a physical force, then even if you bring him back and you don't guarantee him a roster spot, let him fight for it in training camp, like you have to add an actual nose guard, which I want them to do this year too. Like again, we're doing this thing where we're gonna bank on Mozzie and have a bunch of Jags in there, and maybe Jay Tolia can be more than that. I'm optimistic. I said the same thing about Justin Rogers, who got cut. So I am curious to see how this plays out. You've got Mozzie under contract this year, and you got him under contract next year. At this point, there's no chance you're picking up the 5th-year option, which you probably wouldn't do anyway, given the sheer volume of cost there. But this is really setting up to be a make-or-break year for Mozzie Smith. All right, these are the Madden Sim rules. As a reminder, injuries are turned off, although bye week is coming up next, so to speak, for the Cowboys. So we're going to bring back Trayvon Diggs and DeMarvion Overshown next week, and that's going to be super fun. We are doing the updated rosters as well, so stay tuned for that. Those have been updated. I've got all the new draft picks, everything there. No coaches are updated, so it's still McCarthy, but it's updated playbooks and stuff. 7-minute quarters and flags are turned down as well. Italian Sausage wants to know how Sausage 17, excuse me. How does Jaden Blue look so far? I wouldn't read too much into running backs, period, at minicamp, outside of maybe like who's with the ones. That was predominantly Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders. There's no contact. So, and Shotty kind of went out of his way earlier to be like, don't read too much into it. Like there's no contact. He looks fast, but like there's no pads on. So I really wouldn't read too much into how Jaden Blue looks or doesn't look. Honestly, I'd ignore the first week of training camp too, because the pads don't go on there either. So like you just have to be patient in the end. All right, if you are ready to start the Madden Sim, like the video for me, please and thank you right now. Not to the 50% ratio, a little bit closer to the 33% ratio. So please and thank you. Like the video on today's show. Helps us continue to grow, hire more people, expand everything in the Chat Sports studios. So like the video. We're about 19 away from 69, which is always fun because I am an immature person. And is almost a 50% ratio. Anyway. Zeno Sam, by the way, a $5 super as kickoff upcoming here. Remember, Tom, that the Cowboys are at home, have the momentum on their teams on side kicks, always fail. It's an unfair advantage, but that's Madden. Yeah, onside kicks, I've yet to see one work in a Madden sim. So I wouldn't even read into that one, frankly. Cowboys are at home. Kick is away. This is going to be DJ Dallas, speaking of, on the return. He's taken down at the 28-yard line. By the way, I went back and tracked the stats from the returns last week. I don't think Madden is counting punt returns properly. It said Turpin had 8 punt return yards last week. He took 1 for 8 on one play. There's no way that's right. Convinced it's wrong. So Cardinals out on offense. They do have a Cowboys legend. I doubt we see him. Simi Fehoko is on the Cardinals these days. So just make note of that one. But it's going to be Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch in the slot as well, with Zay Jones involved on offense. So Kyler Murray in the shotgun, going to give it to James Conner, and Conner will pick up 5 on the handoff. I do worry about the Cardinals' run game in general. I think that they are very good. I think their schematics is why I'm excited about the hiring of Connor Riley. Or Clayton Adams, excuse me. And then Murray's always dangerous on the ground with his legs, and that concerns me. All right, shotgun set for Murray. Throws a drag to Trey McBride, one of the better tight ends in football. He gets to the 45, a gain of nearly 15. And that brings up a fresh set of downs for the Cardinals. I did remember to put the Cowboys in their navies. I did remember finally on that front. So 1st and 10 for Arizona. Murray on a drag again is going to pick up a couple. It's a gain of 3 to, I think that was Greg Dortch, the underrated slot receiver. Turd says they don't have Larry Centers, the Cowboys killer, so they'll be fine. I have a bunch of old little tiny football action figures that Olivia's been playing with. I have a Larry Centers one. He was good. Kyler with all day, going to do it in, throws, caught to Marvin Harrison Jr. That is another first down pickup. Again, about a gain of 15. And the Cardinals now in Cowboys territory. $10 from Lewis. 3 entries into the George Pickens jersey raffle. Speaking of, is there a possibility of a 1,000-yard wide receiver duo? Answering after this handoff to James Conner right up the gut, and he picks up 8 on that one. I think there is a very real possibility. It's not impossible. It's hard to do. You have to stay healthy. You have to have guys involved. I think Lamb's going to get there. I think Pickens is going to be right on the threshold. So I think it is a very real possibility, especially if they both stay healthy. So 2nd and 2. Kyler will drop back. Has a lot of time. Going to throw. Find a wide open Marvin Harrison. That is another chunk gain. Again, on the fringes of not quite 15, but close to it. And the Cardinals now are in Cowboys territory inside the red zone, marching on this opening drive. First and 10 from the 17. Murray and the Cardinals marching on this drive. It's a blitz. Murray throws a hitch route / kind of an out, caught by Marvin Harrison Jr. That is a gain of 7, and it is 2nd and 3 as that Cardinals offense just marching straight down the field in this one. 2nd and 3. From the 10, Connor to the left of Murray, trips right. Now Connor going to motion out wide. Watch for the quarterback draw. Murray barks out a change of plays. It's a pass, throws, slant, caught at the 5. Don't know why Marvin Harrison did the secure catch button. That should have been catch and run. He might have scored. But it's 1st and goal at the 5 for Arizona now. A strong opening drive for the Cardinals, taking about half of the first quarter. Murray in the shotgun. He gives to Connor with blocking. Connor taken down at the 1 by Jack Sanborn, but it is on the verge of a Cardinals touchdown now. So 2nd and goal from the 1. Murray under center. Don't actually see very much of in real life. He doesn't do a lot of under center stuff because he's small. They throw it in the flat, caught, touchdown Arizona, and the Cardinals strike first on the opening drive. That was Elijah Higgins, the former Dolphins tight end out of Stanford who played receiver in college. Cardinals strike a very quick score to go up 6-0, about to be 7-0, assuming there's no nonsense with the upcoming Chad Ryland extra point here. I don't know what happens in this game. All I will say is that producer Chris told me it was a chaotic finish. Don't know anything else beyond that. So we'll see what happens. Extra point up. Good. 7-0 Cardinals over the Cowboys. The Super Chat menu, $5. You're into the George Pickens jersey raffle. $10, you get 3 entries. We haven't gotten to do one of the shotties yet, but it's just, much like shotties go-to drink, actual Brian Schottenheimer. It's just vodka and some little bit of lemonade mixed in. They just got to cut it, essentially. $20 for the shot, $50 for the beer bong. Ecuador man asks, chaotic like LSU, Arkansas? Chris says yes. So, okay. So, kickoff coming here from the Cardinals. Returned by Jaden Blue. He gets loose to the 41-yard line. One of the better returns we have seen from the Cowboys. Been not very many big special teams play. There has not been that Cavante Turpin kickoff touchdown like we saw at one point last year. So Cowboys down 7 early after the opening drive with no sign of really response at all from the Cowboys defense. Did the point again? Did he do it again? That's the new thing. Jacob, by the way, a $10 super chat. 3 entries in the Pickens raffle. Thank you very much, my friend. Dak going to hand it off to Javonte. He'll break 2 tackles and pick up 8 on that one. Good bit of running by Javonte Williams. Jalen Thompson made the tackle for Arizona. So 2nd and 2, and 1 play later, the Cowboys are in field goal range. I do think the new return rule is kind of helping and indicate like how easy it is for Dallas to be in field goal range here. Dallas will give it to Javonte. Going to cut, find a crease, get to the edge, past the 40, taken down to the 36-yard line. So a gain of 8 and a gain of 16 for Javonte Williams. And the Cowboys are already deep in Cardinals territory here. 1st and 10. Dak going to go under center here. It's a give again to Javonte, and he's loose, the 20, and taken down at the 19-yard line. Javonte Williams feasting early in this one. Another huge chunk gain of about 17, And Williams has the Cowboys in the red zone, so the offer stands. First 50 is 2 beer bongs if they score a touchdown. And we'll do it for the shots, too. 20 is 2 shots. If they score a TD, Jaden Blue on the handoff picks up 8, and it's 2nd and 2 from the 11. So $50, 2 beer bongs. $20, 2 shots if they score a touchdown here. And the Cowboys are marching in favor of it. Dak in the shotgun. Hasn't thrown a pass yet this drive. His first one is to Lamb, and it's a touchdown. So the run game leads the Cowboys down the field, and Dak caps it off with a touchdown strike to CeeDee Lamb, his 3rd of the Madden Sim season. And Dak and the Cowboys and the run game respond and tie things up. CeeDee Lamb versus Garrett Williams is quite the mismatch, by the way. Quite the mismatch in the secondary for the Cowboys. So we are 7-6 now in the first quarter. Neither defense doing anything yet. That is a CD TD on that one. I will also say we're about $50 away from the $100. Every $100 I will do a beer bong. So there you go. Could be a 2-for-1 special here. 7-7. Cowboys up over or tied with Cardinals because that's how math works. That is how math works. So Aubrey on for the kickoff will once again be DJ Dallas back to return here. Alex is right. It is triple beer bong if you guys time it right. Kick is away. And it'll be brought out by DJ Dallas. Gets to the 25 and not much else there. They're going to mark him to 27. There's Jack Sanborn again in on the tackle. So 1st and 10. Minute 14 to go in the first quarter. I don't know why Zay Jones is out there. He's not a starter on the depth chart. It's Michael Wilson. Murray goes under center. Going to hand it off to James Conner. Conner is not going to get much there. A strong tackle made by Malik Hooker to bring up 2nd and 8.
We love hookers.
Someone asked how much for you to meow again on a super chat. $20 and you'll meow again? All right, that's what Chris says. Murray going to hand it off to Conner. There's nothing there. Leafau in on the tackle. 3rd and 8. Type in those 3s. 3rd down. Type them in. Murray in the shotgun. 2-by-2 set. He drops back. Has time. Throws. Caught. But short of the first down marker, Leafau and Wilson bring down Trey McBride. And the Cardinals will punt, I presume, at the end of the first quarter here. We are tied up at 7 in this one. $5 super chat. You are into the George Pickens jersey raffle. $10 is 3. $20 is a shot, or a shotty, as we're calling it, because it's got a little bit of lemonade, just like Schottenheimer himself drinks. $50 for the beer bong. Every $100 total, I will do an additional beer bong. So it could get real tipsy real quick here, but that's up to you guys. Punt team on for Arizona. That is Blake Gillikin. Terrible coverage here and a fair catch, or terrible blocking on that one. Turpin calls for the fair catch at his own 32. Cowboys scored on a CeeDee Lamb touchdown on his last drive, or on their last drive. So 1st and 10. Get to Lewis's super chat here in just a second. Dak in the shotgun. Drops back. throws over the middle, caught by Pickens, and Pickens picks up the first down. Got several super chats to get to here in just a second. The Dickens connection, as I'm going to call it, working well. Dak under pressure, rolling, throwing, downfield, caught to the 30, 25. It's Lamb. He gets a huge chunk play. They're going to mark him at the 23-yard line. This was the earlier $10 super chat from Lewis. We got Lewis and a Mike super chats to get to here in just a little bit. Lamb with a big-time pickup. Lewis says, in my opinion, Pickens is our biggest off-season acquisition. I agree. With red zone efficiency being one of our biggest busts last year, I think the Pickens will have huge success in that category. I think he should help you there, absolutely. It'd be kind of concerning if he didn't, given the way he plays. Dak under pressure, rolling right, throwing it away, out of bounds, incomplete. Mike has a $20 super chat, so I'll do a shotty here. He says, Micah Parsons contract breakdown, 5 for 210, 18.75 in year 1, and then 48.2, 46.92, 49.79, 45.72. Thoughts on this? I'll do the shot in a second. As Dak will throw in the flat, caught by Tolbert, who breaks a tackle and is down at the 3. All right, rapid fire here. $20 supers if the Cowboys score a TD, 2 shots. $50 beer bong is 2 beer bongs, and the next 50 would, or even 21, would put us over 100, so I'll do an additional beer bong. So I'll come back to Mike's here after this play. Dak going to give it to Javonte, who waltzes in for the score. Cowboys up. It's interesting.
Meow.
And there's Chris meowing. Cowboys extend the lead over Arizona. Back on your super chat here, Mike. I think you're in a pretty good ballpark, actually. My guess is that year 1 would be a little bit less, and that they would actually probably have it set up in year 1 to be around your $48 million price tag, and then they would restructure it. That's what they did with a lot of contracts of like year 1 is cheap, jumps in year 2, but they restructure it to kind of push that money out. So I don't think you're very far off. I think they would just restructure year 2, and this is the cap hit, is what he's talking about. Not the cash flow, the cap hit. And I think you're pretty close on the money. By the way, I think that's right in the ballpark. I think they play around with some of the year-by-year cap hits, but I think you're very close. And yes, you are in the jersey raffle, but I think you're very right that the year 1 cap number is going to be lower, and it'll just kind of increase each year. So yes, you're also in the raffle as well, Mike. Thank you very much. Cowboys 14, Cardinals 7. So Mike is in. Lewis, you guys are all into the raffle. $5 gets you 1 entry. $10 gets you 3. And then, 20 got you 6. Return there by DJ Dallas to about the 27-yard line. Anytime beer bong would put us over 100 total, so we do 2, by the way. We're at 79.98. Every 100, I'll do an additional beer bong. So 1st and 10. Kyler coming up in the shotgun here. Murray under some pressure will throw a drag to Michael Wilson on a garbage angle by Donovan Wilson. And it is a big chunk gain of 21 for the Cardinals, who are now almost at midfield. Bland almost got home on a nickel blitz, and just a bad angle by Donovan Wilson. 1st and 10, 5:11 to go in the first half. Bunch trips right for Arizona. Murray, a lot of time, throws a hitch route, caught again by Michael Wilson, that time tackle made by Donovan Wilson. It's a gain of 6 to bring up 2nd and short. Drag route caught by Marvin Harrison past the 40. So 1st and 10, Arizona, ball to 38. Murray in the shotgun here. Drops back. Throws a slant. Call dropped. Big hit laid. Donovan Wilson rocks Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jack Sanborn does not let him get up. You guys catch that? So Wilson took a terrible angle earlier, kind of redeemed himself on that one. They go shotgun again, 2x2, blitz coming, slant caught. It's Marvin Harrison. He beats Revel and is taken down at the 1-yard line. And they brought the blitz. The Cardinals ran the hot and got a big pickup. No safety help back there, and Marvin Harrison cooks Savone Revel. And it is going to be 1st and goal from the 1. Cardinals trying to tie things up here. Murray will go under center. Gives it to Connor, and Connor does not get in. Wilson, Mozzie, Osa, others stopping him short. 2nd and goal from the 1 now. 3:20 to go in the first half. Remember, the Cardinals get the ball to begin the second half. Murray on a slant. That one is caught. Touchdown Marvin Harrison. He beat Kaiir Elam on that one. And it is a touchdown Arizona as the Cardinals move to tie this ball game up with the extra point coming from Chatter Island. Just like that, we're about to be tied up again. 14-13. $20 for shotties. Next beer bong, it would really be a 2-for-1 since we'll be past 100 total. Every 100 in supers, I'll do an additional beer bong. We're at $79.98. Extra point up and good as the Cardinals have tied things up as it has been defense optional so far today. Extremely defense optional. 14 apiece, Cowboys. Plenty of time to go take the halftime lead here. That's Jonathan Gannon, the Cardinals head coach, and not Brian Schottenheimer as the Cowboys head coach. Donut Schottenheimer is what we'll call him. Guys, do you guys ever play Uncharted? Donut Drake? They didn't bring it back for the last one. Donut Drake was Fat Drake version. It was pretty funny. They did not do it for the 4th one. Call it Donut Schottenheimer. Kick is away, and that is going to be grabbed by Turpin, and Turpin is going to get nothing on that one. Sanborn did not lay a good block, and the Cowboys will come out now on offense. Javonte Williams, 4 carries, 44 yards. Oh, wait, the Cardinals got the ball because they punted, right? Early? You're right, I'm dumb. So 2-for-1 special chance then. Never mind. Right? I don't even remember. I do one shot and I lose track of everything. As that ball is thrown to an open Jaden Blue, who drops it. Hit him square in the helmet. So 2nd and 10. We'll try again here. 3:06 to go. Pistol set with Williams behind Prescott. Dak will give it to Javonte. Javonte finds a crease and gets loose past the 40 to the 42-yard line. That is a gain of 14 for Javonte. He's cooking the last game and a half, Chris.
Are we about to get 2 straight 100-yard games from him?
Maybe. He's halfway there. Depends on how the second half goes, if it's chaos, if they're behind or not. 2:45, 1st and 10, Cowboys going empty. It's the 7-1 Cowboys against the 5-2 Cardinals. They throw in the flat to Ferguson, his first catch of the game. 2nd and 4. 2.5 to go. Javonte's going to go for 1,000 yards in the sim this year. It's going to happen. So 2nd and 4. Been a very quiet defensive performance so far from the Cowboys. Very quiet. Dak drops back against the blitz, throws a slant, caught by Pickens, and Pickens gets the first down. That will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Cowboys in field goal range, tied at 14, with a weird 2-minute warning jump cut there. That was very weird camera work. We are all tied up at 14, folks. Dak in the shotgun. Blitz coming. Throws a seam to Tolbert, who makes the catch, does not get the first down. Picks up 9. Clock will run here. Donut Schottenheimer, got to be worried about the clock management here. It's been an issue every game. Minute 40, 2nd and 1. Prescott shotgun, trips left, drops back, throws a go shot to Pickens. Oh, it's broken up. Will Johnson. Rare touch on a deep pass, though, instead of a bullet. Probably you needed another 2 or 3 yards. 3rd and 1. Just give it to Javonte. He's averaging like 11 yards to carry here. No, they're going to go empty. Why? Quads right. 1.5 minutes to go. Prescott throws. Dropped! Unbelievable drop. Javonte Williams with space to run. That was going to be an explosive play. Would have put him in the red zone. And Javonte dropped it. And now Aubrey is going to have to settle for a 54-yard field goal try. It is up and good. He has struggled on 50-plus yard tries so far this season. He's actually, going into today, he was 4 of 7. He is now 5 of 8 on the season. And the Cowboys up 17-14 after a brutal drop by Javonte Williams. You can't drop that ball, man. So kick is away from Aubrey. Brought out by DJ Dallas. Dallas will get to about the 29. And the Cardinals will come out, all 3 timeouts, minute 19 to go. How about the stat from Marvin Harrison? 7 for 84 and a touchdown so far today. Chris V. Bacon, it's like the 3rd version of the crispy bacon we've got out there. It says, Tom Downey's a Chat Sports Go. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. You are in to the George Pickens jersey raffle. By the way, the next $20 super chat will be a shot and a beer bong because we'll be past 100 total. Be a shoddy, so to speak. Quick out caught by Dortch, a gain of 6. Cardinals marching here. So 17-14. What a brutal drop by Javonte Williams. They dialed up a great play. That cost them 4 points, I feel like, because they had plenty of time. Maybe even more, because the Cardinals now get to go march down the field instead of having no time. Murray in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Under some pressure, dancing around, tucking, rolling right, running. He's going to get to the 45, to the 50, out of bounds at the 48. Dante Fowler eventually brings him down, but that will bring up 1st and 10 with 1:07 to go here. Ball at the 48-yard line. Murray. Drops back under pressure. Again, rolling right, tucking. Gets hit hard by Kenneth Murray. It's no gain. Clock will run. Arizona not calling a timeout. Strange clock management here. 45 seconds to go, 48 yards to go. Murray will drop back. Tucking again. Running again, past the 40, the 30, the 25, out of bounds at the 20. So a 28-yard run by Kyler Murray puts the Cardinals in the red zone, or at least on it. Seabass is right. The Murray magic at Jerry World. All 3 timeouts for Arizona. Ball just outside the 20. 3 timeouts, 32 seconds left. Murray tucking up, running. Not going to get as much there. Brought down by Bland, a gain of 6. Timeout Arizona, 26 seconds left. I feel like you really cost yourself points with that drop pass by Javonte, because Arizona would have at most gotten 3. At most. Now at minimum, they're going to end up getting 3 here, barring a great play by the Cowboys defense. Murray, shotgun set, drops back. Pressure coming. He goes down. It's a sack. Donovan Wilson on the safety blitz. Timeout Arizona. 22 seconds left. 3rd and 15 coming up. The first sack of the year. Dono coming through with a massive play. Donovan Wilson on the sack. 3rd and 15 from the 26-yard line. 1 timeout for Arizona. 22 seconds left here. Cowboys also have all 3 timeouts. Murray gonna get drilled by Mozzie Smith, who kind of destroyed the lineman into Murray. It is another sack. No timeout being called here by the Cowboys, though. So this will be the upcoming, maybe final play. Probably like 6 seconds left and give the Cowboys a return chance, maybe. Probably would have called a timeout there and given yourself 2 timeouts in 10 seconds. Timeout, Arizona, 2 timeouts, or last timeout with 2 seconds left. And this to tie it. What that? Donovan and Mozzie Smith, back-to-back plays to force a loss of about 13 combined. Because it was about 2nd and 4. To bring out a 46-ish yard try here from Chad Ryland. Left hash, kick is up, kick is good. And we go into halftime, tied at 17. Not chaos yet, but it's been entertaining. A lot of stuff going on here so far. We are all tied up at 17, folks. This is the Super Chat menu, $5. You are into our George Pickens jersey raffle. $10 is 3. $20 is a shotty. It's what shotty drinks. It's the vodka and some water/lemon. I just did lemon. I think that was easier there on that front. $50 for the beer bong. Every $100 total is an additional beer bong, and we are at $84.98. So we are on the verge of that one. Seabass says, someone get Tom drunk. Work sucks today. I'm bored. It's up to you guys. Also, the Venmo 50-50 raffle, $20 to enter, and or do a shot or a beer bong. Return from Jaden Blue. Up the middle, gets to about the 36-yard line. So it is Cowboys ball. The one shotty I got confused by. Javonte, 5 carries, 59 yards, a score. Also a brutal drop by Javonte earlier. Couple drops today by the backs, actually. Williams and Blue have one. So 1st and 10. We are all tied up at 17 here. Cowboys come out in an I-form set. Dak gives it to Williams, who breaks a tackle and doesn't get anything there. 2nd and 10 now. From the 36. 36 and a half maybe. Prescott drops back. Throws over the middle. Tolbert on the catch. The first down and more. Past midfield to the 43-yard line. Dallas very much now in field goal range. Which, of course, you need more than just the field goal right now. The little drag route there. Madden Tolbert showing up again. He's so good for some reason. I don't know why, but he's so good. 1st and 10 here. Dak gives it to Javonte, who cuts it back for some reason, gets spun forward for a gain of 5. 5:50 to go in the third quarter. We are tied up at 17. From the 38. Dak drops back. Throws a terrible decision that should have been picked. Tried to run the hitch route. Nobody went with the slot receiver. And into quad coverage, Cardinals should have picked off Dak. He gets lucky again. 3rd and 5 from the 38. Dak drops back, throws an out route. Tolbert came back behind the first down marker, and it's going to bring up 4th and 2. So drive stalls out. They're going to bring out Aubrey again. No, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. And really 2.5 to Lipke. He gets the first down and more to the 25. He gets drilled by Budda Baker, but the fullback dive works. The fullback dive picks up about 11. Last week it picked up enough for a first down. Hunter Lipke, the fullback. The dive working. Cowboys now 1st and 10 from the 24. Dak will go empty on this one. Prescott drops back. Nickel blitz. It's picked up. Drag route to Ferguson to the 13, actually the 11. All right, we're in the red zone. $20 is going to be 2 shots if the Cowboys score here. $50 is going to be 2 beer bongs. And then once we get past 100 total, it's an additional beer bong, so it'd be 3 if we get the 50 or the 20 here. Dak in the shotgun, 1st and 10. He'll drop back. No, give it to Williams, who's going to get taken down at the 2. 2nd and inches here. So now is the time for the $50 for really 3 beer bongs. $20 would be 2 shots and a beer bong because it'll round up to 100 there. 2nd and inches from the 2. Prescott in the shotgun. Williams to his right. Dak to Williams. Hands off, touchdown. Cowboys score. Dallas retakes the lead. 2nd rushing TD of the day. Yeah, Alex, if someone does 100, I guess I do 4. I guess I do 4 beer bongs. I guess that's fair. Javonte punches it in. 23-17. Extra point coming here to make it 24-17. We are in the middle of the third quarter. Alex is where's Anthony McMillan? He's always lurking. I haven't seen him in a little bit, though. In the Madden Sims this year, it's very much been Vic the Slick who's been lurking and causing chaos. 24-17, Cowboys up over the Cardinals. Arizona set to get the ball back. Murray and the Cardinals offense stalled out, settled for a field goal on the last drive due to some sacks. Cowboys offense has scored every drive. It should have had 7 if Williams didn't drop that other one out of there. Kick is away from Aubrey. DJ Dallas back deep to return. This one he does at his own 5-yard line, and Dallas will get taken down at about the 27-yard line. Marvin Harrison, 8 targets, 7 catches, 84 yards, and a tutty. So the Cardinals down by 7, 3:41 to go in the third quarter. Anthony McMillan coming through. Always lurking and always watching. Murray going to tuck run and pick up 9. I feel like we should give the 4 for that one, right? I feel like we should, even though it wasn't in the red zone. Let's do it. Let's just start doing some beer bongs. Everyone spam AM in the comment section. Handoff to James Conner. He's loose past midfield and taken down at the 49-yard line. First and 10. Arizona is marching here. Anthony McMillan delivers again. Yeah, I'll just bring them all here. Thank you. Handoff goes nowhere. Second and 10 here. Ooh, lemon lime is sharp. You can smell that. It's the Happy Dad seltzers. Second and 10 for Arizona. Give it to Conner. Conner is going to break a couple tackles and pick up 9 on that one. First one. Here we go. Third and 1. It's a big-time 3rd and 1 here. Conner gets the handoff and gets the first down. Leafau brings him down, but after that first down marker.
We're technically another 15 away from another one as well.
Your math is correct there. Which I don't know if I was going to bring that one up, but. First and 10. Handoff again. Conner picks up 4. So Cardinals are marching here. Second beer bong. Here we go. Give to Conner. Stiff arms Leafau. And picks up the first down again. So first and 10 coming up here for Arizona. There's 47 seconds. I can barely see. On the clock. We are almost into the fourth quarter. First and 10. Give to Conner again. And Conner's loosed inside the red zone. Brought down at the 11-yard line. Big old air bubble I got to get rid of there. Ooh. See that pop up? Here we go. First and 10. Murray tucking. Mozzie lays him. That was too much carbonation. Mozzie lays the lumber. Second and 9 coming up here. Grab me another one there, Chris. Woo! Second and 9. From the 10.5. Got to get to the 1. Murray going to motion Conner out wide. Ooh. Murray drops back, throws a slant. It's another touchdown. It's Greg Dortch. And we're tied up at 24 in the fourth quarter. Woo. Make sure that's closed. Cameron, a $20 super chat, which puts us past 200, and it's another beer bong. Good Lord. All right. that big old air bubble out of there. We got a 20-piece from Cameron. Kick is up. Good. We are all tied up at 24. Let me get Cameron into the raffle entry too here. Let me get his entry. He's trying to do this one-handed. It's probably a bad idea. There you go, Cameron. All right. Cheers to you, Cameron. I will do the shot, I promise you. Kick is away, fielded by Blue, and he's not going to get much. I don't know why he went wide there. That was a weird decision. So ball at the 30. We are tied up again. The Cowboys have scored on every drive so far in the football game. Javonte's got 76, by the way, Chris. A chance for 100. Here we go. Let's mix up with a shot next. Ugh. 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 A give to Javonte. Javonte is going to break a tackle and pick up 5 on that one. He's got 81 yards now on the day. Oh, boy. It's not the alcohol volume. I feel fine alcohol-wise. It's the sheer volume of liquid I just consumed. That's the issue. That's the issue. That's why I can't do the boots. It's too much. I can't even do a water boot. It's just too much. Dak on a slant, caught by Pickens for a first down. Type in those ones. Cheers. If that worked, I'll tell you what. I see why Shotty drinks those. That's like, if it were actually like cold and on a hot day, yeah, it would taste really good. Prescott, I don't know. He just had a stroke. He spasmed out, scrambled, running, sliding. He had a seizure, I think, on the field. You guys see that? He just spun around. Like, it was like it's like when you get loose and you're trying to like do something in behind the pocket and you go past and you're trying to like hit circle and you just spin randomly. That's what that one was. 2nd and 3. I mean, you know what? It picked up 7. It's fine, I guess. Prescott under center. Gives to Javonte. The first down and more. Gets to about the 43-yard line. Alex says a very good mailbag coming up. He ain't lying. Here we go. Last one. Dak will drop back under pressure. Defies physics on that throwaway. He was facing this way, and the ball went that way. Does not make any sense, but I'll take it. So 2nd and 10. Belt squared indeed. Ball at the 43-yard line. Dak going to give it to Jaden Blue, and Blue is going to get loose, and a first down and more to the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. First down, Dallas. That was a very soft belch, but that let out a lot. I'll be honest with you guys. Jaden Blue and Javonte Williams and Dak have over 100 yards combined on the ground with ease. So 4:36 to go. You probably got a bleed clock. You probably want to take off as much as possible here. Dak, quick one, caught by Lamb. Lamb gets 6. 2nd and 4 coming up now for the Cowboys. You got to get 7. With the way your defense is played, you can't feel comfortable at all with a field goal. In the red zone, so the double special stands, 50 for 2 beer bongs, 20 for 2 shots. Dak on a draw, doesn't get it, picks up a yard inside of 4 to go now. .345 here. Massive 3rd and 3 coming up. Ball at the 19-yard line. Dak gets the blitz. No chance on that one. Nobody picked up Baron Browning coming off the edge. And now the Cowboys will have to settle for a field goal. That was a good blitz by the Cardinals. No one picked that. They offloaded the right side, brought it from the left. So Aubrey for the lead. From 42 yards out, the left hash. Kick is up. It is good. Dallas takes the lead, but it's late in the fourth quarter. And a Cowboys defense that hasn't gotten a stop outside of the opening drive, really, has to make one now. Donut Shotty's upset. That's what I'm calling him from now on. I know that's kind of mean, but I can say it. I'm not skinny. It's fine. Those are my people. Kick is away from Aubrey. Fielded by DJ Dallas at his own 5-yard line. He does not get to the 30. Brought down to 27. So Arizona down by 3. Little over 3 minutes to go in the football game. All 3 timeouts. You said chaos. I guess we're going to get chaos here, Chris, with sort of a crazy finish here. Murray's never lost at AT&T Stadium in real life. Now, hasn't always played the best competition, including the Cowboys, but still, worth mentioning. So 1st and 10. 3:06 to go. All 3 timeouts. Got to get to about the 40 to go into field goal range. Murray throws a drag, caught, a gain of 5. That's Savone Revel on the tackle. Hey, Murray's doing the thing he did with Cliff Kingsbury where he yells at him for the play call. That's when I knew that relationship was cooked. When Murray just cussed out Cliff. That's when I knew it was over in Arizona. Murray, quick hitch, almost broken up and caught to the 43. Greg Dortch. Not a household name, low-key a good player. So Cardinals, 2:25 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10, their own 43-yard line. 2-by-2 set, shotgun set. Murray throws a drag to McBride to midfield. That will bring us to the 2-minute warning. And the Cardinals are 10-ish yards away from being in field goal range and forcing a potential overtime at minimum. I'll never forget, there was one year of The Sims, I didn't record the overtime because I wasn't paying attention and I had to refilm the whole thing. It went to overtime. The Cowboys won. I didn't get to do it. Murray throws a strike. It's caught by Michael Wilson to the 41-yard line. And the Cardinals are now in field goal range. Minute 45 left. From the 41. Minute 35 now. Murray throws to McBride. He breaks a tackle and gets the first down. 1st and 10. Arizona, the 31-yard line. There's a minute 20 to go in the football game. Time is a factor, but it's not urgent. You need Micah to make a play. Murray tucking, running to the 20, and is brought down. Timeout, Arizona. They're in the red zone at the 17-yard line. 1:07 to go in the football game. Fishy says, every time I try to start watching this, I have to get up and do my job. Can always watch on delay. You can always come back and watch it later. 1st and 10. Murray barking out the signals. It's a handoff to Connor, and Connor is going to get it down to the 5. Minute to go. That's a good play call. 50 seconds to go. Cardinals in chip shot field goal range. 2 timeouts. 33 seconds left. Murray tucking. Ball's out! Ball's out! And the Cardinals dive on it. Micah Parsons forced the fumble. They got the sack. Timeout Arizona. 2nd and goal from the 8. 27 seconds left. 1 timeout left for Arizona. It's a give to Connor. They run it, and they use their final timeout. So 24 seconds left here. Plenty of time. Third and goal. From the 5. They're under center. Murray is going to hand it off to Connor. He doesn't get in. So it's going to be fire drill field goal. There's plenty of time for Arizona. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. The game's over. What the fuck? It ends.
I told you it was the most Madden ending that you could think of.
No fucking way that's how this game ends.
That's how the game ended, yep. Tom, before the show started, asked me, because I knew how the game ended.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He asked me, how would you describe it? And I said, the most Madden way possible.
They don't get the final playoff. No way. No way. I feel like I shouldn't even get that as a win for the Cowboys in the actual tracker. They run it twice with 1 timeout, 2nd and goal from the 8 with like 30 seconds left. And they don't even get the field goal off. They're at the 5 with 2 timeouts left. That is, without a doubt, the worst Madden clock management I have ever seen in my entire life. The worst I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, honestly, Dallas should have called a timeout there to give themselves a Hail Mary chance. That's what should have happened. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to take the jersey off here. Chris, shout out to who gets the game ball. It's clearly the Madden developers. EA gets the game ball for gifting the Cowboys a win. That is unbelievable. Take it away, Chris. Give some shout-outs here.
Who do you guys think gets the game ball? Let me know down in the comments. I'll get some shout-outs here while Tom changes. I mean, it was the stupidest ending, man. Let's see. Danelle says EA Sports gets the game ball.
I mean, are we for real?
Be Fatty said Mingo. Real answers only. I see Dak in there. The developers, Deuce. Be Fatty's just spamming wild ones. Blue had a good game too. Jaden Blue definitely had a real good game there.
That's just nonsense. It's a nonsense ending all the way through. Like, just
I feel like it's got to be Williams again, right?
I don't say that. I think it's EA. I think it's anybody else except EA. Or the only ones worthy of it. Unbelievable. All right. That's how it ends. Nonsense ending. Put the mark in here. Cowboys win. I'm putting an asterisk. It's an asterisk on that one. You know, any tiebreakers in the record, it's going to the other team. That's just unbelievable. All right. Mailbag time here on the show. Hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat to get on the show Get those hashtag Cowboys questions or these super chats in. I'll shout out William Cook. Hope it happens like this in real life. Counterpoint, no. Because that's how I go gray. That game would just age me too quickly. So, but I appreciate that $5 super chat there, William. You are into our Pickens raffle as well. Get your questions in via hashtag Cowboys. Skip the line altogether via super chat. Had some come in earlier. I saw plenty of hashtag Cowboys in there as well. There's a super thanks we'll get to as well on today's video. So get your questions in, your reactions in, hashtag Cowboys, or skip the line via the super chat. As soon as producer Chris gives me the all clear, we will get to those. What a ridiculous ending to a game. That made no sense. Should have been overtime. First and goal from the 5, 2 timeouts left. A sack, a timeout. A handoff for a loss of 1. And then you run it again for no gain. And then you don't get the game-tying field goal off. That should not be possible in a video game. Not even Mario Cristobal would do that stuff. I'm blown away. So get your comments, hashtag Cowboys, super chats in as well. A $5 super thanks to get things going from Brendan. This is on the Jair Alexander move. Says thanks for the insights. If Alexander agreed to a contract for only $6 million before the draft, he would have been traded, which I agree with. Alexander only played 14 last 34 games and had knee surgery last year. He is still a gamble. I understand he is a gamble. I think for $6 million, that's a worthwhile gamble. I love that move for the Ravens. The cost would have been more for Dallas, but clearly was not going to be the 17 he was owed. So sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Either way, folks, a $5 super thanks or super chat gets you in to our George Pickens jersey raffle. Anything you want to do, super thanks wise, we'll give you a shout out on the show as well. All right, Austin Carey, a $5 super chat. When the games start, will Pickens and Lamb start to clash over touches and opportunities? Pickens wants to earn a contract, but Lamb is the number 1. It's a good question. And if you're winning games, no, I think we'll be fine. Because winning cures almost everything. If you're not winning games, and probably Pickens more so, isn't getting involved, then that's how the Pickens crash outs happen. You got to have one of those things at minimum, or he's going to be frustrated. So it is a valid concern. I don't think any of us would be shocked if, Pickens has issues again because he's had them before. That's why it was available, obviously. But I also wouldn't presume that it's going to happen no matter what. It's the risk-reward you're taking that I think is still a worthwhile risk. Ryder Kincaid, $10. Thank you, Ryder. What would be good enough for us to bring Mozzie Smith back as far as production goes? I don't see us bringing him back next unless he has a Pro Bowl caliber season. I think in general, it's kind of tough for nose guards to get into the Pro Bowl unless they put up some big-time Vita Vea-esque numbers. DJ Reader had 3 sacks and 4 TFLs last year. If you get that from Mozzie, but more importantly, the run defense looks better. He's not getting blown off the ball. That's a big deal for me. As of right now, Mozzie's on the books for about $4 million next season. That's not very much. The one thing I would say that operates in Mozzie's favor, that is a fully guaranteed contract. So he's getting that money no matter what. Now, maybe you find a trade partner. As of right now, there's no chance that 5th-year option gets picked up. They'll make that call, next offseason. I just want to see growth. And if Mozzie doesn't take a real step forward this year, he's in another new defensive scheme that's tough on him, but it's the first year he's had a normal offseason. It was the draft process offseason. It was the shoulder surgery rehab offseason. If he isn't better this year, you got to have no confidence in him. And if you're not putting him on the roster, the starting spot replacement might end up happening. Trevor Shea, speaking of DTs, why did the Cowboys cut Justin Rogers and get lighter at DT? Look, this is 2 times now the Cowboys have cut Justin Rogers, and it's 2 times with different schemes and different defensive coordinators. I guess they just weren't that high on him. I feel even more confident saying this. The lack of fatties on the interior of this defensive line worries me. Outside of Mozzie Smith and Jay Toia, your entire defensive line room is under 310 pounds. Thomas is a 3 technique. Winfrey's listed at 290. Daxon and Tommy Akambaste are like 305. It's a light room. I would still very much like to find a 3 technique or a 1 technique. I would like that. There are not a lot of them available. So, do you agree? Do the Cowboys need another DT? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off in the comments of today's show. Lewis, $10. Thank you, Lewis. Is there a possibility we have a 1,000-yard wide receiver duo? Yeah, I think so. I think it's got to be at least 50-50. Like, Lamb is an assumed 1,000-yard wide receiver. Like, for me, he is a top 5 wide receiver. He's too good to not put up that type of production. There's instant chemistry there with him and Dak. It's been impressive. He didn't play entirely last year on 1,000 yards. Like, pencil in, it's going to happen. Pickens has been a 1,000-yard receiver in the past. Maybe his targets drop a little bit, but that was a pretty run-heavy offense there. He's had 1,000 yards before. He's averaged almost 1,000 yards over the course of his career, so it's tough to get there. It's not always easy. It requires health. That's a big factor. But yeah, I think it's very, very reasonable. Mike, who has more touchdowns this year, Lamb or Pickens? As good as I think George Pickens should be on this team, as good of a fit as he should be on this team, I think the answer is still CeeDee Lamb. In fact, to put this in perspective, every year that George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb have played in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb has doubled the touchdowns that George Pickens has had. Now, different QBs, obviously. I'm going Lamb. Frankie Schneider, which rookie has the biggest impact this year, not counting Booker? Okay, I think from like a, just watching the games, like impact perspective, you've got an argument for Jaden Blue, just because he's a running back, he's a skill player. Like, you might not feel the impact from other players. I'm going to go with Ezeraku, though. I think as a situational pass rusher, might only be a couple times a game. I think you will feel his impact on defense more. I think you could conclude Booker, which I think is the right answer here. But which Cowboys rookie will have the biggest impact in 2025? Daniel. For the Dolphins, could trade Rams when the season starts, when there's injury or on someone's roster at Dallas, pick up the phone and just ask what he's worth. The issue with Jalen Ramsey is not the Dolphins' desire to trade him, or even the overall trade value. He's got a $21 million cash owed figure. I don't think teams want to pay that. I think that is the single biggest reason why he is unsigned. That last 9, $21.1 million in cash owed. It's a lot. That limits the market. And for Miami, you're already paying 16.6. You do the trade, you save, bring it down to 10, but then you're eating $18 million next year. That's a lot. And I think the money is the issue here. And we've seen it time and time again from Dallas. That's too much for what they want to pay. Even though it'd be an awesome pick we'd all be hyped about. Cowboys training camp gear is available. Also kind of the sideline gear, it's the same. Hats, bucket hats, big fan of those for cutting the grass. Visors, I'll have to get one for I'm assuming Halloween, someone's going to make me dress up as Schottenheimer. Got to have that. Got to add a tattoo on my forearm too at some point. Maybe I'll just do it in Sharpie, just etch it out. T-shirts, hoodies as well. Chatsports.com/Cowboys Camp. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. From Mike again, I think Donovan Ezeraku will end up becoming an elite pass rusher in the league. Depends on how you define elite, but I'm a big fan of his game. Ezaraku, it's been a while since the Cowboys just drafted the best or second best or third best or whatever player on my board. And that's what happened with Ezaraku. He reminds me a lot of Harold Landry. This was a guy that got 3 technique reps in 2022 for BC for some unknown reason. He had a 14% pressure rate, which is just fantastic production there. He is undersized. I thought he was a clear-cut top 30 player. You got him in round 2. I don't think, he's not going to be a Micah, but, he could be a Harold Landry fringe Pro Bowler, which is an elite second-round pick. Now, if you want more free Dallas Cowboys YouTube videos, hit that sub button right now. Italian Sausage 17. How has Jaden Blue looked? How has he been looking, so far in camp? Overall, fine. I'm not going to read too much into it. It's mini camp. It's OTAs. There's no pads. He's shown some explosiveness. He got to work with the twos. That's good. He's never going to be a full-time featured back. Schotty himself said, basically, ignore the back. There's nothing to glean from it. There's no contact. There's no pads. Unless you look slow, which Jaden Blue does not because he's fast, there's not much to really learn at that spot. Daniel, did you hear what Diggs said? He said, this is our year. We have to start fooling ourselves on this. This team is not good enough. This is unacceptable. So, counterpoint. I don't ever want my players to think anything else. I don't ever want my players to believe anything other than we can do this. Because the second they don't believe that, it's over. You are cooked. Game over. You're not doing anything. Your players have to believe, even if it is delusional. Your players have to believe that the guys in that building are good enough. So I don't want to hear anything else from my staff, from my players. Even if they are wrong, the answer has to be, we can make this happen. We have faith. We have belief. Because once you don't have that, you're winning 5 games. From Cruz, if Schotty doesn't work out, are he and Dak gone? This is my concern. And this is why, I don't like the bet that was made. I think it's a real possibility. If you get 3 years from now and the team's bad, then you can move on from both guys, especially the QB contract. And that's why I didn't like just going with Schottenheimer, because I think attaching those 2 guys was kind of a weird bet to me. Now I think there's a scenario in which, for example, both sides, Dak's injuries remain the case, and it's shit. Now, what's my deepest, darkest fear for this team? Well, it's tough to judge Schottenheimer then, right? Or it's Dak stays healthy, but it's very clear the head coach is outmatched. He is not the guy. And it's can you blame the QB for that? But then you're at the end of Dak's career, and it's you already gambled on Schotty. Do you want to risk garroting yourself? So I would not be surprised if 3, 4, whatever years you go, okay, time to move on from both and actually rebuild. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do this nonsense of trying to win 8 games every year. Actually tear it down if we get to that point. So be honest. What is your confidence level in Brian Schottenheimer? 1 to 10 is your scale. Lewis, in my opinion, Pickens is the biggest off-season acquisition. I agree. With red zone inefficiency being one of our biggest busts last year, do you feel that the Pickens will have a huge success in that category? I hope so. I think his skill set fits pretty well. He also didn't score much in Pittsburgh, and I think to an extent, red zone is almost as much on your schematic play calling as it is the players. If they can just go make the end zone fade work, sweet. I actually kind of hate the end zone fade as a play call. It doesn't work nearly as much. But you got to get some space. Got to scheme some guys open. At times, I feel like the play calls themselves are a bigger impact. But he should help the red zone. Absolutely. The pin poll on today's video. Will Winfrey or Rochelle make the roster? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's video. Will either Winfrey or Rochelle make that roster? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off in the comments of today's video. Next live show next Monday, almost 1 month before training camp gets going. We've got you covered. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV.